Okay, so Man City have apparently agreed a fee for Jack Grealish, £100 million. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a good signing. I think Jack Grealish, again, one of the most creative midfielders in the league. In terms of chances created, only Bruno Fernandes topped him last season.
Man like Bruno.
So I think you put Jack Grealish in that Man City team, whether he's in that number 8 role or whether he's on the wing, I think he's going to create chances. And I think, again, if they complete the signing of Kane, I think it'll just be unstoppable.
Steady on there,
before assuming Kane's there, I think Grealish will add a lot to the Man City team. And
in terms of that, when you think of 100 million and you think that is probably every team, that's all they can spend. Like when you think of Man City, you know, for me, like I think that's Kane out the window now. Like I don't think they're buying Kane as well as 100 million. And my question is, do you think Jack Grealish is the player they actually needed for that amount of money? Like, should they have prioritised Kane and then got Grealish as a bonus? Is my question.
Well, I'm sure they have a recruitment strategy in place, but I imagine that Man City are going to sign a striker this transfer window. Yeah. Whether it's Kane, whether it's a cheaper option until Daniel Levy decides to let Kane go, or Kane just sat out the whole season.
Pep might surprise us and play Jack Grealish up top.
Yeah, you never know.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah,
imagine.
I remember when Pellegrini put Milner up front that time. And I was like, what?
I watched a football clip not so long ago, and Man City had, I can't remember what manager it was, but they put David James up top.
Stuart Pearce and that.
So
anything can happen.
It's pretty obvious what his managerial career did.
Yeah,
I do agree with that. I do think they will sign a striker, whether that be Kane or not. But with you saying, do you think them signing Grealish rules out Kane? I don't think so, to be honest, because it would not surprise me one bit if they go and spend 160 mil on Kane after spending 100 mil on Grealish, and because I think they'll see that as transfer window done for the next couple of transfer windows, to be fair, because let's be honest, if they all stayed fit, they've got so many midfielders that are like quality top level. It's just a joke. And then with Harry Kane, obviously if he doesn't get injured, he's always going to play. And then to be fair, that Jesus is not a bad player either, so I don't see him as their number 9 going forward. So, and I think they feel that as well, to be fair. So I think why they play like a false 9 sometimes. So I reckon they'll definitely get a striker in, but whether that be Kane or not, who knows?
So this is where I get confused, because I know Man City won the league last year, but their big issue, I mentioned it in the last one, it's the last video that went up. Again, I said I didn't think they were anything special, and it was only the fact that Liverpool fell off that they knew they had won it. But all season, they were struggling to score goals. You always picture Man City winning 5-0 at home. They weren't doing that last season. They weren't blowing teams away.
Yeah.
Aguero was obviously injured and just off form. He weren't the Aguero everyone knew. And Jesus, in my opinion, is just an average striker. Like, he is a backup striker, and that's all he'll ever be under Pep Guardiola anyway, because I don't think he trusts them. And when you're spending 100 million on Grealish, and let's say that rules out Kane now, like, I think that puts Man City now in a bit of a precarious position now. Imagine if they don't get Kane. What other striker out there is there that can replace a prime Aguero that Man City have had for so many years?
I agree.
That makes them that good.
I don't think there's anyone. Not Haaland, but
you spend about the same.
Maybe though, because I know Haaland next year he's got is it like a 70 million release clause? So maybe that's what they're thinking now. They obviously wanted Grealish, so they've got him, and maybe they're thinking we'll get Haaland next year and we'll just go one season. Either we're playing Jesus, or you could have Sterling with a false 9, or Foden. So they've got options there. So maybe they're just holding out for that year, maybe, or.
That's what I mean. That's what I don't feel as a fan of Liverpool fan who I hope we're going to be rivaling Man City. It doesn't concern me seeing Grealish going to Man City. I think Grealish is a quality player and he's going to make Man City brilliant. But when I think that he's going to be a player that's really going to be creating more than scoring, I'm hearing you say Sterling, false nine, and Jesus, whatever. I'm now like, that's just not good enough. If you want to be, for them, they've won the league, they want the Champions League. That is not good enough.
But then
for
again,
that goal.
I mean, with Liverpool, you got Bobby Firmino up front, which I do like him as a player, but he's not someone who's like your top scorers are going to be Mane and Salah, and that's going to be the same.
But do Man City have that?
Well, they got Sterling and Mahrez, who will get goals. So
will they get the numbers Salah and Mane have got? Forget last season.
I think they could have Chris Wood up front with De Bruyne and Grealish behind him. He'd get a hatful.
Yeah.
So I think whoever they have up there, with Grealish and De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Foden playing balls into them, they're going to score goals because that weren't a problem for them last year. I know you said they weren't blowing teams away, but you know they were still beating teams comfortably and still scoring goals. But I mean I think Grealish is definitely he's going to make them a lot better and a lot stronger. I think because the fact that him in the team means someone like Foden's going to be on the bench or Silva's going to be on the bench. You know what I mean? And that's just an extra quality player that's going to be sitting on the bench. Yeah, to bring on and so
makes competition for places stronger, and that's what we're going to drive the best players out.
And I think if they want Kane, they'll get him regardless of having Jack Grealish. And I think obviously they have that in mind. If it was a case between having one or the other, personally I think they would have went for Kane. So that's what makes me think it's not ruling him out, to be fair.
Yeah.
But time will tell.
But in terms of Villa then, getting away from Man City and Grealish, obviously not getting too much away from Grealish, but getting away from the Man City side of things, obviously he's leaving Villa. Villa fans absolutely love him. Yeah. But I look at what Villa are doing and I'm thinking they already don't need to worry about Grealish hasn't even left yet. I don't think they need to worry looking at the signings they're making.
It's like they're spending that money already.
Yeah. Well, by the looks of it, Danny Ings has just signed. Bailey's signed today as well. So a pacey winger, a goal scorer that is going to be perfect for them. And then you look at they will probably use that money to go out and
100%,
replace Grealish with the player they think will suit that best, and probably their defence and midfield.
Well, Villa, they're a decent run club, aren't they? They've got money anyway. So spending 30 million on Danny Ings, and then how much was Bailey?
I actually don't know. I think it would have been in the 20s.
Yeah,
I didn't see a fee.
I just saw a real big fee anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they had that money there anyway to buy them two.
Yeah.
So I think if the deal does go through and they sell Grealish for 100 mil, they're definitely going to make a few more signings. And to be fair, I think personally, having Bailey and Ings instead of Grealish, I don't think that's too much of a difference. To be fair, if anything, I think it'll make them a better team.
Because I think from if you're fans like us who don't support Villa, you're looking at that thinking, geez, I think Villa are already better. As I said, they haven't even got rid of Grealish and they're already in a better position. But as a Villa fan, you're still going to feel hard done by because that's your hero leaving. I understand that, but I think within the first few games of the season, especially now Ings is signed, I think they're going to think, okay, yeah, we don't need to worry too much here. And
definitely with a few more signings as well with that money. I don't think they'll miss him.
I
as good as he is, I'm a big Jack Grealish fan.
Yeah.
They'll, as much as they'd rather have him there, I don't think they'll miss him at all because with Bailey, who's sort of like a direct replacement, he will play on the wing only, whether it be the right or left, who knows.
Yeah.
But then Danny Ings, he's going to score goals, and obviously they've got Watkins, who's a good player.
Yeah.
But he doesn't score as much goals as they'd probably like, but he works so hard, and he still does score goals. He scored a hat-trick against you, didn't he?
That was the weirdest game.
That was good.
I remember watching that game and I was like, hang on,
what is going on?
Yeah. How are Villa like 5-0?
I thought I was dreaming. Yeah,
but now they've got two strikers which complement each other very well, and Buendia as well. He's a quality signing. So
when you think about it, now Villa have actually played this absolutely perfect, haven't they? They haven't announced too much about the Grealish until now when it's pretty much on the line. And then as soon as a fee or whatever. It's looking like things are going to be agreed now and move on. On this day, they announced Ings, which has come from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
For me, when I think of players going for 100 million and whatever, like big transfer, you know that's a player that makes a difference in a team.
Yeah, 100%.
So I look at Bale, Kane, obviously he hasn't left already, but Suarez, Ronaldo. Ronaldo is probably not a good example actually. But when these players leave, their fans are like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah.
What are we going? Torres is a good example for Liverpool. What are we going to do now? Okay, but Villa, they don't. It just for me, it seems like they have a solid squad. It's a player that he makes a slight difference, but when he goes, they'll realise, it actually wasn't that much of a difference.
Weren't your backup Ngog?
Yeah,
God.
God, they were Roy Hodgson in charge.
Those were the days.
Jesus Christ, they were.
I don't know what made me think of him.
He's useless. He is. But yeah, now one thing about Villa that I mean, I don't particularly like Villa because I support Cov and we're rivals.
Sport Cov?
Yeah, I mean, you think that from where the top. Yeah,
I thought that was Man City the way you were going.
Oh well, shut your mouth. But yeah, I think one thing that's quite good about Villa is that when you lose your best player or he's linked to leaving, your fans start to panic. You're like, what are we going to do? But they've added Buendia, who's a creative midfielder, creates a lot of chances. And then I linked with Todd Cantwell, who's similar kind of ilk of player of Grealish, but plays slightly deeper. They've got like a good piece in Bailey, who's direct. He's going to run at players. He's got pace. He had quite a lot of goal contributions with assists and goals in the Bundesliga last year. And then they've obviously just gone and signed Danny Ings out of nowhere, who will score goals. He'll score about 15 goals minimum this year. We literally
found this out 10 minutes ago as well. We weren't going to talk about it, but we literally found it out just now.
So I just had a score on the
breaking news for you all.
I look on the Athletic,
which is not really an exclusive anymore.
Yeah, forget Sky Sports. This is where it's at.
Yeah, deadline day with Bradley Fox.
Yeah.
To wrap it up there though, to just obviously we've spoken about Villa, we've spoken about Grealish. We've said that Villa are looking like they're actually going to benefit more than anything from this. What do you actually think about Villa this season? Do you think they could actually break into Europe?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
When we say Europe, like, what do
Europa League. Forget the Conference League. I think that's going to be cancelled after this year.
What's the Conference League? I don't know.
I don't know, but I think it's top 6 you get Europa, 7th is Conference League.
Yeah.
So let's say top 6. Do you think Villa can break into the top 6?
I don't see why not. It all depends on how good Bailey's if he's gonna hit the ground running or not. If Ings is gonna be the same sort of player he was at Southampton with the amount of goals he's gonna get. Let's not forget they got Ashley Young as well. He's pretty good.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Solid player.
And he's going to be up and down the wing, whipping balls in and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they finish 5th or 6th.
Because I look at it and I think, especially if Kane goes, Tottenham aren't in that. I think they've got a big struggle. They've got to do well in the transfer market for me to feel confident. 100%. I think Arsenal are still going to be in that transition, and I'm honestly looking at teams like Leicester and Villa off the top of my head that look like they're in a much better position in terms of foundation, squad, confidence. They look like they're in a much better place to finish, even though they're not teams you'd think. I'd put them ahead of Arsenal and Tottenham at the moment.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know what your thoughts are
Arsenal
on that.
Depends. I mean, Arsenal, I think there are a few different things at play. So they've signed Ben White, who's a good signing. They're being linked with Martinez from Inter and a few other good players. That
I've heard he's already turned him down.
But I'm thinking with Arsenal,
Man United still linked with Wesley Sneijder.
Yeah,
link with players doesn't mean anything.
True. I think with Arsenal, I think they're talking big about throwing money about, which they always do every year. But if they actually go and spend a bit of money, because they do really, they need to improve that team.
But let's talk right now though.
Right now, I think Villa would probably finish about
Tottenham
7th or 8th. That's what I think.
Yeah. See that they'd probably.
Don't be happy.
No, that's without Grealish.
Imagine losing what they thought was their best player, and they're probably going to go in and have their best season in the Prem for a long time now.
I think the top 3's for me, that's completely written off.
I think
top 4. But I think that top 4 spot's there for the grabs of likes of Leicester, Arsenal, Tottenham, Villa. So I think those 4 teams will be battling for Europe places. I think.
Yeah, I don't really fancy Everton having that kind of run.
No, they're not going to do anything.
I mean,
this year.
if Leicester, get rid of Madison, which it's just all
saying
transfer
70
talk,
million
but
again. I just can't.
70 million. I mean, I'd love for Madison to.
See,
go
if I
to
was him, I wouldn't go to Arsenal.
No,
yeah, it's not.
For me,
yeah.
Leicester
in a
are better than
position,
Arsenal.
I think, yeah.
To be honest, with Arsenal, they got players like Smith Rowe and stuff like that. They got good. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think they need Madison. I think if Madison would play if he signed for them, but I don't think they need him because, like you say, they got Smith Rowe, they've got Saka out on the wing, and so I don't think they really need Madison, to be fair. But obviously, he'd definitely start for him. He's quality, but if I was him, I wouldn't want to go to Arsenal.
No.
Yeah,
so, guys, what do you think? If Harry Kane and Grealish go to Man City, is that over for the Premier League?
100%.
And have Villa done well despite Grealish leaving with their transfer business so far? Let us know down below. What should I do, Brad?
Subscribe, everyone.
And what should I do, Taylor?
Like the video, of course, and share it.
We need a bigger following.
We do. We do. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Oh, he's going to let me crack a joke.
Oh, what was actually going to... Because
I was going to say we've got a following the size of Forest Green.
I wish I'd let you carry on, though. The thing is, I didn't know you were going to carry on.